All right, we now welcome on to Inside TBT, the all-time leader in three-pointers made for the NCAA and former Wofford shooter and player, Fletcher Magee, who is now on Florida TNT for the basketball tournament. Fletch, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
Of course.
I think my first question right out of the gate, based on how Andrew introduced you, was your position at Wofford just shooter? Is that your position?
Yeah. I mean, at Wofford, we had a ton of off-ball screens, so just like a lot of pin downs and the motion in our motion offense, and then like we had a lot of plays that ended up being like a pin down that would always end up in a pin down for the shooting guard. So I feel like just being in a system like that, you get the reputation, of just being a shooter and coming off screens and stuff. So that was definitely what I was known for. But yeah, we didn't really run too many ball screens or too much ISO, so I definitely got that shooter label pretty early.
Yeah, you definitely had the Klay Thompson vibe kind of going for that Wofford team, which was very cool to watch and very excited. Obviously, there's been nothing to watch the past couple months in terms of basketball. What have you been doing to stay in shape and keep hooping?
So I have like a little bit of workout stuff in my backyard, so I've been doing some of that stuff. I actually have like a series that I've been like promoting for like little kids to do, like Corona grind stuff. So like I've been doing like some tennis ball dribbling, some ball handling drills, and then just like doing some ladder drills and conditioning stuff. But the gyms have actually started to open in the past couple of weeks down here in Florida, so like been able to play some pickup and kind of start to play again. But that month and a half or 2 months was just pretty much at home workouts. Like they took the rims down off at all the parks, so it was definitely rough.
I guess for the all-time leading three-point shooter in college, it must have been like riding a bike to get back in the gym and start shooting again, right?
Yeah, I mean, not really, honestly. It's always different when you play. I feel like you can go into the gym and start to get shots up, and it's not too different. But I feel like for me, like I need to play and I like playing. So just having like live bodies and, shooting contested shots and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. My feel's kind of been off a little bit. But, I'm just excited to actually get back out there and start playing again.
Well, we're definitely excited to watch you in TBT. For those of you who didn't hear, we're here with Fletcher Magee, all-time leading three-point shooter in NCAA history. But no, so do you get like a plaque or a card to put in your wallet or anything like that you get to carry around?
No, I actually didn't. I got something from the NCAA that was like statistical champion, made 4.6 threes per game, like led NCAA and like 3-pointers per game for the year. But I didn't get any. I don't think I've gotten anything for like all-time leading three from the NCAA. Actually, I got the ball from the March Madness tournament. That game against Seton Hall, I did get that ball, so that was pretty cool.
Did Steph give you any kind of shout out or bust your balls a little bit about it?
No, Steph didn't. I actually talked to Jay when I passed JJ towards the end of the season. He texted me, and I talked to him a little bit about it, but I didn't hear anything from Steph.
Last thing we'll kind of say about the record, I was doing some research today. It actually looks like you have the percentage record as well for all the guys in like the top 20. So not only did you make them, but you were efficient when shooting them. So we're talking about the best shooter ever here.
No, I appreciate it.
So what kind of parts of your game that maybe the college fans weren't used to seeing from you can we expect to see this summer in TBT?
Yeah, I think I've gotten a lot better creating off the dribble and really just playing overseas and playing in a different style. I've learned how to create off ball screens more and maybe add a little bit better dribbling moves and space creation moves. I feel like I've gotten better at that kind of stuff. I'm still obviously going to be known for catch and shoot and coming off screens and stuff. But I've tried to add to my game and kind of be a little bit more dynamic with the ball in that sense.
It's hard to lose the tag of a shooter, and that's not a negative thing, because you look at a guy like JJ Redick, who he did way more than shoot in college. I mean, he's one of the best all-around offensive guys we've seen in a long time. Yet now in the NBA, all he is a shooter. It's kind of like the reverse of what you're trying to do. Is he one of the guys that you kind of model? You mentioned him. Is he one of the guys you kind of model your game after?
Yeah, I totally modeled my game after him. I'm thinking so. I grew up in Orlando. He played for the Magic, so I kind of watched him then. And then as I got older, I started, watching all his highlights and studying film and stuff. Just kind of seeing how he gets open, how he, there's longer, faster, more athletic guys guarding him night in, night out. And, he continues to get his shot off and, score 15, 17 points a game. So just trying to learn to do some of the stuff that he can do, off the ball and, with the ball was definitely something that I've bottomed my game after, and I continue to watch him and do that stuff too.
I don't know how much you paid attention to the All-Star Game festivities this year, but Joey and I actually were selected to play in the Metro Media Jam contest, and I made more threes than Joey, and I will say that I modeled myself after you for that tournament. So.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Andrew, did you win? I loved it. Did you win that, Andrew?
Joey won the knockout tournament.
Oh, I ended up winning?
He was the Metro Media Day champ.
Right, the trophy is in my room. Yeah.
You should have it behind you in the Zoom like all those guys.
We're getting the setup ready. Don't worry. Yeah. We're getting the setup ready.
Get that thing
set up. This interview is going to be in our first couple episodes, but we'll be decked out with gear, set up, everything come a couple weeks from now. So maybe if in the tournament you have like a 15 for 17 3 game, we'll bring you back on and we can talk about it.
I hope we have a game like that.
In all seriousness, though, you did go and it's funny. Me and Fletch, we were talking before this. We have a teammate in common. One game, you went 11 for 11 from 3. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I went 9 for 11 from 3. That was the best that I. That was the best that I did in a game in college. But 9 for 11. I'll take it. 11 for 11 was never happened, but we'll take 9 for 11. That's close, I guess.
I guess now we have to ask, and we just keep asking you about these crazy stats because shooters like you and me, we don't just come along like every single year.
Shooters like
all three of us. Yeah. In practice, I'm sure you wanted to go 10 for 10. What's the most you've made in a row?
The most threes I made in a row was 37, just standing in the same spot over and over again. But I typically don't get too caught up in practice numbers and kind of going through the motions numbers. I try to go really fast and go off the move and do all that kind of stuff. So I honestly don't make an insane percentage, I would say, in practice, but I would say my percentage carries over to the game just because I'm trying to make them all game, if that makes sense.
I was watching some of your overseas highlights earlier, and you have some threes where you're kind of just you catch it and you shoot it off balance. 5 guys guarding you, doesn't matter. You're shooting it. So do you kind of have the green light over there that when you catch the ball, it's going up?
Yeah, I think so. At Wofford, I definitely had the ultimate green light. Overseas, I would say it's a little bit. I mean, you're playing with 4 other pros, and I was a rookie this year, so I definitely wanted to play my game and continue to shoot. And if I made a couple, I was gonna take some harder ones. But I would say at Wofford, my light was definitely greener. But overseas, I definitely couldn't complain. Our coach ran up a lot of plays for me off screens and gave me the green light to come off those screens and shoot it. So it was a great situation.
So the light's not always greener on the other side then.
Coach Young has had a different shade of green for me at Wofford.
I think you're the perfect guy to ask about what everyone in sports knows as being in the zone.
Uh-huh.
I think that people understand what it's like, but for a shooter, it's a whole different ballgame. You feel like you're throwing, a ball off a boat into the ocean, everything's going in. Talk about what it feels like for Fletcher Magee to be in the zone.
It's definitely a great feeling. I think once you hit maybe 2 or 3, and for me, it's if I shoot my first 2 or 3 and maybe they don't all go in, but if I know exactly where the ball is going, on every shot, and then by the time I shoot 5 or 6 of them, it feels like everything's going in, like what you're saying. So I had a few games in Wofford where one overseas where I just felt like if I can get the ball and if I can get a shot up, I know that I'm going to make it. And those games are the days that you live for. 'Cause, not all of them can be like that. So got to get as many up as you can. Just keep firing.
So what we got coming up this summer, and there will be basketball played this summer, which is exciting, in the basketball tournament, TBT. You are on Florida TNT. Can you tell us a little bit how you're connected with those guys in that team?
Yeah, so a lot of them are from Orlando. I've played pickup with a lot of them. I played AAU with Antonio Blakeney, Chris Warren. We played pickup a lot together. The coach Iron Rainey, I've actually played pickup and trained with, in the summers. So I knew, a lot of the guys. Chad Brown, I actually grew up playing with him in high school, like at AAU showcases. And all that stuff. So it's a lot of Orlando guys that we play pickup together in the summer. And then some other guys that I think went to high school around Orlando and, have been overseas or, are still playing around right now. So I would say I know over half of them before, even this thing started. So I feel like we'll have some good chemistry.
You guys were ranked 8th in the most recent TBT.
Okay. Nice.
Do you think you should be higher?
I don't even know who's on any of the teams. I do know that we have a lot of guards that can score the ball. And that, in a basically a pickup game, having guards that can go one-on-one, guards that can create and shoot, I feel like is something that's, very valuable. So I feel like, if we have probably 6 or 7 guys that can really get it going. So, just 2 or 3 of us, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of us get it going, in each game, that might be enough. So, I'm really excited to see the teams, the competition, play, just everything. So, just really excited to get out there and, we'll see if 8's the right spot. Hopefully we'll prove 8 to be wrong and, take the championship.
Has there been any conversation with either the coaches or some of your teammates about what shade of green your green light will be this year?
No, not really. I think, it's understood that there's so many guys on our team. If there's no need to take a off balance, 2 people on you, 3, swing it, kick it to someone, that can shoot it just as good. So, I'm definitely not going to just running out there and taking stupid shots, but, I'm going to play my game. If I'm in a rhythm, if I'm open, I'm definitely going to, take the shots that I shoot.
So I know you said you're not too well versed with kind of who's in this tournament and who you can be matched up with. I definitely want to warn you. There's a guy on Carmen's crew by the name of Aaron Kraft.
Yeah, I know Aaron.
And he's going to do about everything he can to make sure that Fletcher Magee does not get up a 3-point attempt. Are you worried about little scrappy guys like Kraft or anyone like that?
Oh no, I respect his defense and his hustle. Watching him in college, I watched him in college. He really gets after it on the defensive end. So, I'm excited to play against a lot of veterans, a lot of guys that understand the game, are great players. And seeing where I stack up against those kind of defenders. So, we'll see how it goes.
Now that we're mentioning guys from other teams, I guess we should mention another guy from Carmen's crew, John Diebler, John Threebler, as some people call him. And my point with bringing him up is the dunk contest. Everyone loves the dunk contest, and TBT is a great dunk contest because.
Do they really?
Yeah, their dunk contest is you got to dunk on someone. So we can send you a clip of it after this. But I'm thinking, just based on a couple of the names that we've talked about already, there might be a pretty darn good 3-point contest this year. We got to get that going, and you're our guy for that.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Do they do one like an all-star break type 3-point contest?
I don't think they have, but we just invented.
Yeah, get that idea spread. That'd be fun.
Yeah, so things are going to look a little different this year, obviously because of quarantine. So who knows? We could get a 3-point contest going, and if there is one, I'm pretty sure you will be selected to participate. But as a shooter, when you're going into games and you kind of know or can anticipate what your matchup is going to be, Do you prefer kind of like a shorter guy that can definitely stay in front of you versus a taller guy that might have an edge height-wise? What do you kind of look for to take advantage of?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I take different approaches sometimes. I feel like I don't want to give everything away on here, but I feel like there's things that work better against tall guys. And there's things that work better against short guys, like different moves and different ways to get open. With tall guys, it's about, sometimes you can get far away from them, but their recovery is so good that, they get back to the contest. The short guys, you can't really get away from them, but if you can even catch it on them, sometimes you can just rise up over them. So there's two different, it's basically just two different types of defense. I feel like getting space and separation on the tall guys is probably a little bit easier, but I've been trying to work on, playing a lot of one-on-one and really just going against different kinds of defenders like that. And, just trying to grow my game. But, that's a really good question, something that I've tried to, work on and think about.
Well, that's what we bring here at Inside TBT. We bring
high
level questions. So speaking of high level questions, is it crazy to you that you're the best shooter ever?
And honestly, like it is crazy to me to think about that everyone that played college basketball that I actually did make more threes of them, just because I feel like there's so many guys out there that are just killing in the NBA or that are just unreal, and just knowing that I had more. I think a lot of it was just due to the situation I was in and having great teammates and the system and the screens and all that. But looking back at it, it definitely is kind of just yeah. Sorry. Looking back, it is just, definitely kind of mind-boggling, to me, just knowing how many good players I've played in college,
The truth of the matter is you are lucky that your situation was different, because if I would have played more than 3 or 4 minutes every 3 games, I probably would have broken your record, frankly. So
if you would have what?
Consider yourself lucky, because, my per 40 3-point percentage, 3-pointers made is literally off the charts. You won't even find them anywhere. It's so off the charts.
Your per 40 is what, at 11.5 makes per game?
Yeah, there was one point in my sophomore year where it's funny to even talk about, where after a game where I played a minute and a half and made 2 threes,
That's awesome.
my points per game was at 72 points per game. And they were projecting me to make 63s in the game or something. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, the stats, yeah, numbers don't lie.
That's don't lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
Fletch,
you're really the best shooter ever when it comes to that stuff.
Statistically.
The difference. This is somewhat serious. When I got in there, I was kind of chucking, obviously, because you only get so many chances.
No doubt.
If I ever got a chance to shoot a legitimate 3, that would have been really
going
fun. I never really, a lot of it was out of body experiences where I'm getting the shot off no matter who's near me.
That's awesome. I had a team like that at Wofford. We would all always jack it as soon as they got in.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how many games you've been in towards the end, but Joey has actually hit a 3 to get everyone in the arena Big Macs. Have you ever done something similar like that in a game?
That's big time. I'll talk about an opposite one. We were playing somewhere at East Tennessee State, and if you miss 2 free throws in a row, the other team gets Chick-fil-A. And it was the first half. I missed my first free throw, and everyone, I was all right, I'm not missing this next free throw whatever. The gym, so I missed my next free throw. I missed 2 free throws in a row, and the gym absolutely erupted. And I was like, wow, I just made all these people so happy. I felt so bad. I was so mad.
What was your free throw percentage in college? It had to be 88%.
Yeah, I think I was 90 for my career. 90, but I did miss 2 in a row a few times. And
hey, there you go.
The announcers were probably like, Fletcher Magee to the line, and he's never missed 2 in a row. And then that's usually
exactly.
You find out after. So I don't know how much you know about the Elam ending, that is in TBT and was used in the NBA All-Star game this year, where they add on points to the winning team score, and then it's first to get to that. It kind of turns into, like play into a certain score at the end of the game.
But it's not determined before the game, right?
Correct. It's determined. 8 points is added to the winning team's number with 4 minutes left in the game, and then they play to that.
So 4 minutes left in the game, whoever's winning. So if you're up 15, someone has to score 23, and you have to score 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
I did see that. I just didn't quite remember how exactly that would work.
So
That's
if your
pretty cool.
team, it's very cool, and I'm excited to watch you play it. But if your team is only needs 2 points, are you going to take a 3?
That's a good question. I feel like if it's an open 3, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, because that's a layup. Duh.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
Open 3 is definitely worth it. I feel like in that situation though, you probably should drive it and see if the defense is gonna like completely panic and scramble because they're thinking, oh, we can't give up a 2, like 2's game. Then if you get one of those easy 3s, I think it's definitely worth it to take the 3.
I'm calling it.
He's already talking strategy. I love it.
He just learned about it. And he's already talking strategy. I'm calling it right now. There will be a game that ends on a Fletcher Magee 3. But a very important question is, when that game ends, does Florida TNT have a theme song yet that will be played after the win?
The answer right now, definitely not.
Can I pitch one to you?
Yeah. What are you thinking?
All right, you ready? So 3 goes in. Florida TNT, Dynamite, Fletcher Magee, Dynamite, Antonio Blake me. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I'm not sure if that's going to fly with everyone. But
we'll run it up our ladder.
That would be a pretty good theme song.
Oh, jeez.
Fletch, that's kind of all we have question-wise, but something we like to do, we want to open the floor to you and allow you to ask us any questions if you may have them, because you can tell we're pretty interesting guys.
Yeah, you guys are definitely interesting guys. You guys remind me of like watching the rundown on like Barstool a while ago. Everything's fair game, like just like a chilling with the boys like type podcast. So I like it.
Well, we're happy. We're happy you're a fan, which means we're a fan of yours. Something that you need to do is get some more Twitter followers. You do not have enough.
I know. How do I get my followers up?
You gotta just post. You should do a 3 every day. Post a video of you making a 3 every day until there's a vaccine or something like that.
All right. Yeah.
Wait, shout out. I
like the marketing strategies.
What is your Twitter account though, so everyone can go follow?
At Magee_Fletcher. Probably need to change it, but that's what it is right now.
What about Fletcher Ma3?
That's what I was
gonna say. Fletcher 3. That'd be a good one.
I got a really good one. It's at Fletch, but the E is a 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that would be good.
We'll work on it. We'll have our people call your people.
Okay. Exactly. We'll get something together.
All right, Fletcher Magee, thank you. We'll send this to you when it comes out. Listen, post to your 50 followers on Twitter so they can all listen to it.
All right, I'll do so. I'll be sure to retweet with a comment.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you, my man.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
You too.